Well, good day, and I love you. My name is Heather Peterson Lockhart, and I am the new human. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy to be here with you. How do you like my spring colors? For those on the other side of the world, I'm channeling my spring for you. This is my most favorite season, and I am in love with all of the colors and all of the rain and all of the green and all of the newness. It's just delicious to me. And it's interesting, you can hear the rain outside. We've got some pretty crazy weather dynamics going on Earth today as Neptune did a big switcheroo in signs. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about planetary placements. We're going to talk about how that affects energy on planet Earth. And I'm going to do a reading for the collective, and then I will pull a card for each sign, and we will have some fun and share love and connect and increase our conductivity. I'm going to be talking a lot about that word. That's the name of the game on planet Earth. And some of you are like, what is she talking about? But that's what it be. You are a walking, renewable battery. Oh, how I love to rhyme. All right, let's begin with a little bit of meditation and connection time so we can connect to ourselves and in turn connect to everything around us. Contrary to popular belief, it doesn't work the other way around, that you connect to everything else around you and then to yourself. So let's close our eyes. Go ahead and if you're sitting on the floor, sit crisscross applesauce. And if you're sitting in a chair, put your feet flat, preferably flat on the ground, and bring your belly button forward and your heart center forward and roll your shoulders back. So basically we have a nice, straight, beautiful, aligned spine, allowing our heart chakra to be open and available. This is a heart chakra bowl. I do have all of them. I just really like to use this one with you all. So there is the man. Say what up to the man. I am back and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I straight bugged out the other day. I had a couple things going on. My family came home and I got caught up doing family stuff. And then I had a storage issue on my phone. And I don't know if y'all's phones get like that. I swear it's a thing when they're ready for you to buy a new phone. It's like, oh, storage is full. Now your phone's going to take a crap and not work at all. And we're just going to completely and totally quit. And yeah, so then my phone wasn't too responsive. So listen to that rain. Listen to that thunder, rather. You can't hear the rain. Okay, let me focus. I'll chat about all these beautiful things in just a moment, but we'll do meditation first. You know what's funny is I want to say to you, I if you can't tell, super speeded up, super excited to talk to you. For those who don't know, I am this little kid who snaps and claps and gets all like geeked out and like can't sit still. I watched my last live and I was like, oh my God, I'm rocking through the whole thing. Not that I care. I choose not to put it away anymore. I want you to see that you can harmonize with your energy. I still have all of that. I have just really, what I've done is develop the heck out of some characters like I practice in my Be Human recalibration system that allow me to walk and talk and behave in society like I choose, more like I choose. So I get more of the responses that I desire instead of geeking people out. So anyway, I am super excited to chat with you and super excited to connect with you. And there's a ton of stuff changing and going on out there that I want to see what y'all think about and just like plug in and connect with you. And I was like, well, we can skip meditation. And then I was like, there's this part of me. Thank God for this part of me. There is this very Saturnian part that rides with me that I love now, that it's like, Heather. And I'm like, I was just joking. We're totally going to do meditation. Totally. And that like autopilot part of me is so strong now that I am so grateful for that, because that discipline and that practice is what allows me to still function and choose who I want to be. So we are going to do a quick meditation and connect and tune into ourselves our source and our surroundings so that we can be more of who we want to be. And I recommend you do the same on a daily basis in your own house. That's why you're doing it together. You know, it's a trip because you can look at me and look at yourself, and there's a visible change just in these, 3 minutes that we do this little bowl together and we do this little thing together, and it's remarkable. So, heart chakra bowl, go ahead and close your eyes and open your hands, bring your chest and your belly button forward, shoulders back, and we're going to take a big breath in through our nose. When we breathe out through our mouth, we're going to do what's called an audible exhale, which means we're going to go so our body can hear ourselves relax. Yes, I'm probably going to say this at the beginning of every video for a while. So if you don't want to watch this part in the future, just fast forward through it. But it is good. Big breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Take this big breath all the way to the base of your belly, to the base of your spine. Ready? Big breath in through your nose. And then out through your mouth. Let's take one more great big breath in, all the way to the tips of our toes and the base of our fingertips. You have to take a huge breath to fill up your whole vessel. Ready? And in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Cleansing breath, cleansing cells, cleansing vessel, cleansing consciousness. And all things new in each little bit of our being, we are afforded and allowed new possibilities, new energy, new connection, new vitality. Take your left hand and put it on your heart. Take your right hand and put it on your left. And say, I love you to this beautiful body that conducts life itself for you to animate. It breathes, it bees, it walks, it sees. Ooh. And say, I love you to this beautiful planet that gives us the water we drink and the air we breathe and the gravity so we don't float off infinitely. I love you. And then say, I love you to your higher power, to all that is. Allowing everything to flow divinely, right on time, in perfect rhythm and rhyme. I love you. Let's take one more big breath of connection, of newness, of vitality, releasing your hands. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and breathe in through your nose. And let it go out through your mouth. And open your eyes when you're ready. Ta-da! I always think it's neat how I look so much softer after we've done that. I would imagine you do too. Next time you can do the before and after meditation. You can look at yourself before and look at yourself after. Okay, so let me talk to you real quick. For those that didn't hear, there was a pretty significant earthquake this morning, which could trigger a tsunami. I was talking about that, I think it was a few months ago. I forget when I started telling y'all that with the Neptune placements. When certain placements get to certain planets, get to certain placements, some crazy crap happens. You know what I mean? Like, especially Neptune, Uranus, at 0 degrees Aries, you know, Fukushima, stuff like that. Big stuff happens, right? And so, with Neptune moving into Aries, and I did talk about this the other day, so if you're just joining me, I did link that video in this description, so go watch that and learn about that, because it's a change in how we think. So I'm just gonna like highlight what I talked about the other day and talk about some stuff that's new, and then we're gonna pull cards and just have fun, and you guys can ask me some questions while I'm pulling. Excuse me. Okay, so the reason I'm choosing to talk so much about this now is we always have astrology. It's a mathematical universe, but like some different things are happening that haven't happened in thousands, hundreds, thousands of years. And what we're having right now is the end of an era. It is literally a new paradigm. It is a new time when how we understand the human and humanity itself will shift so drastically that we will look back on yesterday, or last week really, as a completely different time. All right. So part of that started happening when Pluto moved into Aquarius. When Pluto comes into a sign, Pluto burns it to the ground. All right. And Pluto moves through what is no longer needed in order for rebirth to occur in a more effective way. He exposes that which is unseen. And so when he comes into Aquarius, he's going to evolutionize how we see the human and technology, things like that. How like technology with the human, you know, transhumanism. We're talking about this. I asked you guys the other day if you knew what was the most valuable thing that you possess on this planet. It is your actual biology. It's your energy in biology form. You are an electromagnetic superconductor. And if you are not aware of all of the ways in which you conduct, your energy can be utilized by those who do know. Adult subject matter. Yeah, that's pretty scary stuff. But that's the truth. And I don't get too concerned about that. I pay more attention to with new evolution of the human, what does that mean I'm capable of? What does that mean that I can do? See, I like to focus on what I want more of and not that which I do not. So there are some wild things going on out there where our biology is being utilized in ways that some of us do and some of us do not give consent to, right? And so I'll say it this way. The reason I started making skincare products charged with scalar energy is I understood that I could not tear down all of the cell phone towers. And I could not at that point prevent 5G, which was coming. 6G, which is also coming, actually makes the human a bioweapon using nanotechnology. That's a whole nother. There's no need for new world currency when they can use you and your biology, especially when you consent to it. Interesting, isn't it? But there's a few rules that go on this planet, and they are free will. It's a free will planet. It's a free will galaxy. As is above, so is below. And you do get to choose your free will experience on this planet to a degree, in the ways that you don't have to partner with some things and you don't have to share your biology. So I love becoming aware of how sovereign I can be and the kind of choices I can make about my own biology so that I can evolve my own being. Like, for example, I wasn't even going to talk about this today because we're going to get more into this and I'm going to start teaching about this, but I will highlight on this for you today. You have a couple of organs, probably. Some of you have heard about your pineal gland. It's this gland in your over here in your ear, and it articulates was the word that came to mind, so we're going to use it. I'm going to have to look that up later how that corresponds, but I'm sure if it came like that, it's correct. It we're going to say articulates with your third eye and your brain and your heart center. and it helps to create a field and to transmit and to receive vital information. And when I say vital information, I'm talking about electromagnetic waves. There is information flowing on this planet that literally updates and upgrades our biology each and every second if we knew how to allow our vessel, our instrument, to read it and to tune into it and to allow it to work for us. So learning to allow and utilize the pineal gland, and then you have another amazing organ called a biofield. And in honing the biofield, you will become more able to discern what is healthy for you and what is not healthy for you in this energetic electromagnetic world. It is so wild to be talking about this because I've been studying this stuff for a really long time, and it's been like, when that happens, kind of in theory, and it's really happening. For example, I'll put this in my story, okay? But like, in this engineering department in, what college is it? They have implemented this, nano internet where they are utilizing, the human biology as part of the internet, and they're saying that that it's mandatory. And so these things are here now, and humans to date have a really hard time understanding, comprehending, and digesting, let alone cultivating and utilizing energy, because we can't see it. And we've not been taught anything about it. Energy in the human body was taught in the 1800s, was taught in the early 1900s. The Rockefeller regime did an end to that. 1910, 1911, Flexner Report, Standard of Care Act. Nobody said you can't talk about energy in the body, but they said we're not going to give federal funding to any institution who's talking about electromagnetic or inherent energy in the body and the body healing itself. Okay, so none of this stuff is new. It just got like conveniently tucked away, and then this whole other engine got really, really loud, and then came in pill form and shot form and all that jazz. And people have an education mostly through this one system. So I lost my train of thought, to be honest. Let me get back where I was. So the body having inherent energy. So the way that I used to teach it when I started teaching the Be Human recalibration system was energy, observable energy in the human is everywhere when you start paying attention and looking for it. Like when you see a kid, people are always saying stuff like that kid that's bouncing off the walls, or people say it to me all the time. All the time. People say, I wish I had some of your energy, right? Or that's the thing. Like if you were to ask people, what's the one thing that you remember about me? I would imagine if we polled people from the time that I was little, all around the world where I have been, they would say her energy. That's what they say to me. They're like, it's just your energy, something about your energy. And I never really realized how profound it was until the last few years. If a college kid has to write their thesis paper and they say something like, I have to write tonight, I'm going to use all my energy, right? Well, what is that noise? Oh, I do know what it was. I think that was a train coming to a weird stop. We have a train kind of close here. It sounded like skidding. That's wild. Anyway, I've not heard those noises before. I couldn't tell if it was like dogs howling or something weird like that, like random, like we don't hear that here. Okay, so so the college kid says, I'm gonna have to use all my energy and write this paper. And then what do they say after they write the paper? Oh, it took all my energy, right? So we refer to it as like this fictitious currency that you don't hear anybody saying, well, I'm going to have to stay home and revitalize my energy that night. Or, well, I can't catch that. Or, oh, I'm going to go do this thing. Or I've got this practice because I'm balancing my energy. Oh, you know what? Did you want to join me on the blah, 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 blah? I cultivate my energy, right? So you hear people refer to it in sort of like it's out there, it's this thing, it exists, but it's out of my grasp. I had it once. It's like that. It's like that. It's elusive. I had it one time. But people are not taught that you are a renewable battery with renewable cells in a vessel that renews from the rooter to the tutor every 7 years. I'm going to keep reiterating on some of the same things because I know they're new concepts for you. And they're really, really simple and they're really, really profound. And once you start to digest them, things can unlock and open because you're like, wow, maybe that's not true. Maybe this is true. Maybe I should revise my belief system. Maybe I'll change and update and upgrade, recalibrate, give myself more happy, healthy, sexy living. And that's what it's about. So these changes in what's going on the earth right now allow for the human to update seriously more on a cellular level, okay? We have a lot of our DNA that's activated actually through our spiritual evolution. If you do a quick Google search, you're going to find out that like they say like 97% of your DNA is called dark DNA. And it's been dark for like hundreds of years, which is stupid as shit, okay? Gotta call a spade, stupid as shit. Because on planet Earth, things don't keep coming back over and over and over again unless they are part of the adaptive process and necessary. Earth doesn't keep shit around that she doesn't use, right? So that means it's supposed to be there. Whoa. Well, how is 97% of something, quote unquote, dark, unusable, and just hanging around for no reason? Well, maybe you can use it. Maybe you can use it. Maybe that we've been in a vibration where we're looking at how to activate it and that we haven't looked at it. It reminds me of, you ever seen that movie Contact? Where, God, I love that movie. And I don't really, anyway, I like that movie. If you were to take, what is that shape? A cone. If you were to take a cone and slice it down and open it, then it would form this very different shape than when it's formed into a three-dimensional object, right? Oh my God, I just completely spaced my train of thought. Holy cannoli, and I can't wind it back and pretend I didn't because I'm live. If it's important, it'll come back. I choose not to get too upset about these things anymore. I get in a flow if it gets interrupted. That's the whole channeling thing, you know. I don't know what the heck I'm saying. What was I saying? New energy that's available. I don't know. We'll come back to it. Okay, anyway. All right, so I talked to you in the other video. You can click on the link and watch it. And I talked to you about Neptune and Aries. And the thing with that I did not say the other day, I got some better words, is it's about transcending previous limitations that were limited by our current state of consciousness. Okay? So remember I was saying like it's your subconscious belief system. It's what you think about that you don't know you think about, right? So since it shifted into Aries, and the way I told you was it's going to be in your face because he's not very happy there, so he can't tone us down as well. So we're going to get to see some of the ways by feeling the discomfort of where our state of consciousness has limited our evolution. Okay? Those are really fancy words for your ass is going to get lit up for where you have been refusing to grow up. Oh, yes. Yes. Don't worry. I'm not excluded from the human process. I'm in it too. So I get the same, evolutionary bitch slapping. So, that is not going to be fun for anyone. We're not going to be able to, what is the word? Swift under the rug what we have been not wanting to see or not wanting to feel. It's going to become very, very loud, especially in terms of things that Neptune is in charge of, like addictions and denial. Those things are going to get really loud now because they're in Aries. So like the spotlight is on. Yeah. Okay. And then what else? Oh, so I'm super excited to tell you that Saturn is conjunct the North Node on April 14th. So the North and the South Node in tropical astrology are called Rahu and Ketu. They are the head and the tail of a dragon. The head, Rahu, the North Node, has an insatiable appetite. He wants to eat everything. And the tail excretes out what is no longer needed. Okay? And so the North Node, some could say it's where we're going is another way to look at it. It's the destiny, is conjunct Saturn. And so what that means is a massive wake-up call to align our practical reality with our spiritual truth and what we consider our soul path. So if we're living in a way that's really like rogue from who we're supposed to be, and it's not for our highest good, and it's detrimental to our well-being, then again, it's going to become very painful. It will be a wake-up call. The good news is, and I don't say these things to be scary. See, for me, the minute I understand that this planet forces adaptation, and I am part of an all that is that loves when things are amazing for me, and really loves joyous evolution, then I can accept that whatever's going on in my life, realignment, is for my greatest good. So even when it hurts then, or it's really, really hard, it's just not such a bad deal because I'm like, oh, well, you know, God is doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. So I wouldn't have thought of this. You know what I mean? I clearly wouldn't have let go of that. I clearly wouldn't have realigned here. I clearly wouldn't have said no there. I clearly wouldn't have said yes here. You know what I'm saying? And so Saturn is karma. Saturn is destiny. Saturn is the father figure, the teacher, the disciplinarian, the planet of discipline, practice, honor. I said integrity, I think. And so if we are already living in a way that honors the path of our soul, that really lights us up, then this will be a good deal. And then it'll be a realignment that's kind of like God doing for you what you couldn't do for yourself, giving you some really good stuff. I made chai. It is such a treat. I wish I could share it all with you. Or share it with you all. Not at all. I'd share it with you all. Awesome. And so, what else? It's so yummy. I will have to share it. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, so let's pull a card for the collective and then I'll do one for each sign. What time is it here? Oh. All right, here we go. Oh, I already said that. I wanted to tell you one more thing. I can do that while I do this. I can do them both. You can do them both, Heather. You can do them both. It's okay. Wearing up to, okay, so the other cool, really cool thing about this whole, the reason I'm sharing astrology with you is because it helps you navigate what's going on in your own life, and it helps you show up in a way that's beneficial for your own well-being, okay? So what do I mean by that? Excuse me. When you came to Earth, all of the planets were in a particular location. All the stars were in a particular location. All the asteroids, everybody, right? And it's a mathematical universe, and somebody notated all of this. So there is an actual map of your soul's arrival, right? And so you probably know your sun sign, the sign you were born in. Then you have an ascendant, a rising sign, and that was the sign rising in the sky as you were coming to the earth that the rest of the world sees you as. That's the sign that you more identify as or resonate with for the rest of us, okay? So with that, and with just that little bit of information, with this entire map of what was going on when you came, which tells us about who you've been before, who you came to be, what you want to do, what you're really good at, what you should maybe stay away from, what you've perfected in times before, and what you're really here to work on this time. My hair is driving me nuts. It's a little bit weird, and I need to not pay attention to it, but I want that piece to go right there. Okay, now I can pay attention. So, it's all about me. Once you become, this is called your natal chart, okay? So once you learn about your natal chart and you learn about your placements, and then you start to learn about how these transits, when they move around and make different aspects to different planets, it's going to affect you in some type of way. I wanted to tell you. So Neptune moving into Aries aspects my 4th house, okay? And so, as a Capricorn, my 4th house is my actual house, okay? It's where you live, all right? When I was originally going to come on here the other day and do this little talk and give you a reading, we found out we had a leak in the water main in the front yard. We had like a massive little, like we had our own little pond going in the front yard. And that's Neptune. That's Neptune in the 4th house. So there's all kinds of ways that you can like literally put skin on once you start to study these things. And then you're like, and then the thing is, then you can sort of get a feel for it. Like, oh, okay, it's the actual house. So like, that's what we're paying attention to. So if you have Neptune aspecting like your 12th house, and then you're starting to get like all kinds of dreams, and you're starting to feel really tuned in with nature, well, then that makes sense, right? You've got your Neptune there, so you're able to utilize, maybe it's time for you to be doing deep meditation, for you to take up some different meditation modalities. Maybe it's time for me to get the plumber to check the whole water line. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool to start to pay attention to how these things, how they manifest in your life according to your natal chart. It's so muggy today that these feel really heavy, like they're sticking. All right, all right. Whoa. Oh, I thought it was coming off. Okay. My dog is behind me and she is sighing like she's... I was going to say bored, but I think she's content. Oh, this is lovely. No way. Oh, we're right side up except for one card. That's really, 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 really cool. Okay, so the overall theme of this reading is the moon. In this deck, it's Hecate, And so this beautiful card is about the intuition, feminine wisdom, wisdom that is obscured from the consciousness, learnings from even like what some would call the occult, or what I call the in-between, the all that is, all these funny words, but specifically feminine intuition, intuitive mystery. This says investigating the taboo, taking a look at the darker side of recent events. It can also say and remember, anything like that where it's the intuitive and that which is obscured is always going to have to do with your feelings. So it might feel like dark night of the soul type feelings. You know, when you get really deep into your obscured, and that's like what time it's been with all this Pisces energy, the deepest and most secluded realities, this says. What I call it your darkest closet, the corners of your darkest closet, your deepest, darkest closet. And then the energy that, we'll pull another card in there once we get going here. The energy that's presenting for us is the Nine of Cups. So this card is about knowing and understanding our ability to go with the flow and to manifest accordingly. Like, I hesitate to use the word manifest in today's modern day society because in a really damaged sacred masculine society where everybody like takes it and puts the doing on it, manifesting is a doing thing. Manifesting is like, I'm getting it done. I manifest, damn it. I'm a boss bitch. Like, okay. Manifestation has everything to do with allowance, which has everything to do with attraction, which has everything to do with being in the flow of the way things are going and making decisions based on the ever-changing flow. It has nothing to do with an agenda. Nothing to do with agenda, everything to do with allowance, everything to do with being able to be present in the here and now and understand that with that, I can make really good decisions. I can execute good practices. I can tether myself to good things. I can make good things come out of this as I am a good steward of my resources is what I'm feeling. This is a really powerful and allowing reading. Like, this is so beautiful and joyous. The energy that we should embody, that we should put in our hands, in our heart, in our head, is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a self-made woman. It's kind of like entrepreneurship. Don't go boss babing it, y'all. This is about, to me right now, this is about being, in fact, I'm going to pull another card. It's about being ingenious. It's about being a steward of what's going on in your life without trying to separate from spirit. I pulled the Seven of Cups upright. So, put these together. This is like things in flux, things in flow, lots of options, wishy-washy. This can be like spiritual debauchery even. So if I put these together, it feels like the Prince of Cups. If I put that together, then it means I'm going to speak the truth about love. I'm going to speak the truth and I'm going to stay in the flow. I'm not going to get distracted from everything that's going on around me, all the debauchery, because there's going to be a lot of distractions and a lot of debauchery. Absolutely. I'm going to utilize my resources, stay tethered to the discipline of doing the next right thing. And I'm going to, oh God, I hesitate to say it, be a boss, but that's just so like, that energy is so out of control right now. So I don't want to, I'm going to look for some better words. A self-made individual, financial independence, being sole responsible for one's everyday fulfillment, the further growth of resources through investment. That's what I'm feeling like. When you're a good steward of your resources, you get more stuff. It's not about being a boss in a way that you're taking charge or ownership or conquering. It's a way that you're making smart decisions in what flows to you. That's what I want to say. It's about being a steward of your resources, not needing more, utilizing what flows to you at the right timing at the same time, okay? And the outcome of that is judgment and the 10 of cups. I'm sorry, the 10 of cups. Okay, so let's take these two cards apart here. The 10 of cups is everything about celebration. If you look in the back to start out with, there are fields ready to be harvested, huge estate, like we're living fine, right? And then look, there's a new baby. Baby is healthy, hands are raised, there's flowers we're offering, and look, oh my gosh, the whole family, everything's so happy, so abundant, so plentiful. So celebration, love, family, community, coming together, okay? That's about as good as it gets. Paired with judgment, all right? The judgment card is pretty much what it says. It's where karma's getting served up. It's Saturn conjunct the North Node. It's where things are showing themselves and they're going to be dealt with accordingly. With the judgment card, things are coming to light and they're no longer, we cannot obscure the what we're seeing from our consciousness anymore. That's what time it is on Earth. The dark practices that have been here obscured because of low consciousness vibration, humans not willing to see the light, humans not willing to do the work, allows for the hosting of a dark vibration where things can be cloaked in illness and toxicity and secrecy and darkness. And when the judgment card comes, sometimes they have some really good words in here that I don't think to use. We are going to see it, so we come to Earth to put skin on things. So when we experience them, we can feel them. Once we experience and heal them, we are able to move forward from them. That's the sins of the father, putting skins on the defunct, dysfunctional, toxic belief systems of the parents that they might not even know they carry. Because as parents, we teach like this, and we use our words and our books when our mouths go like this, while our ass is doing something completely different. And we're not monkey listen, monkey learn, we're monkey see, monkey do. And so we come here to put skin on the issues so that we can experience them. It's a two-part scenario. It's the experiencer and those watching, okay? So in this scenario, we have a lot of stuff coming to light on Earth right now. And we're going to have to make some rulings on this and some final judgment. This says we're going to have to declare and move forward. It's a process of rebirth, rising above, climbing out of a state of chaos or inertia, finding one's purpose, achieving freedom and listening to the higher self, serving the higher needs, purging. So this is the Sagittarius energy. So these put together mean that we come out and we're in a new phase by going through the dark night of the soul, which is pretty much right on time for what time on Earth it is. It was challenging for me to start this reading because for those who know me, like, I don't small talk well. I'm not a bullshitter. And I don't really think, like, I come to connect with you and I come to share love and space and time with you. And I come to have fun with you. I also come to share things that I think might be useful for you because it is a very evolutionary time on Earth. And so with that, it is always interesting to me to decide what I should share and what I shouldn't. And I would be remiss to say that in the next 2 months, it's going to be chaotic on this earth, with the earth herself moving and shaking and transcending what's been here before. Natural disasters are going to really increase, and the things coming to light with humanity are going to be really intense for a whole lot of people, past what they can digest and deal with and still function beneficially with. So it's funny. This is the energy for us to embody. And that's what I ask. What do we embody? Who do we be? And it's the Six of Pentacles. And in this card, I don't know if you can see the hands in the front. See the hands in the front collecting the grain? This is the card of the monk and the Dalai Lama. And these monks, every day they put out their bowl expecting that their community will feed them. Okay, they don't have any money. And so they expect the community will feed them. But in turn, they serve the community through acts, through meditation, through noble practice, and simply devout practice for their community and their faith. So there's a symbiotic relationship here in showing up for the community, in feeding the community and getting fed. And that's what time it is. Because it's going to be quite transformational on earth. I choose the words I choose the words I want to focus on. In the most greatest chaos, creativity, there is always chaos. Chaos and creativity are hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. You can't, excuse me, create one thing, one state of being, without arguably ending another, right? One starts where one stops. That's how we denote a process, right? So this changing right now, this literally changing of times on planet Earth, where we learn to be more compassionate towards ourselves and others and embody more love, is the end of an old era. And it's going to come through chaos. Chaos and great transformation. And by being able to go into the dark night of the soul, because see, the rebirth comes on an individual level for the collective. It's not this one event that's going to happen and then we're all going to feel some type of way, where some ping's going to come through. You know, the ping that comes through your internet when it goes into the 6G is not the ping you want to receive that makes you feel some type of way. Y'all learned on Sabrina Williams' work about the 6G internet and how it influences your thinking and your biological rhythms and functions, and it basically takes over your body. Okay? So that's not the ping you're trying to get. You're trying to go inside to the source that resides within, your God, your spirit, your all within, all that is, and learn about your gifts and bring them forth so that you can develop your innate abilities to thrive. And that's what I was talking about in that video the other day. There are new ways to ride and drive with God to let you thrive. There are new ways to start evolving your own biology. Okay? So we pulled Sophia, Divine Wisdom, 47. She's so beautiful. Look at her crown shining so bright. And she says human wisdom comes from personal experience, but divine wisdom is unknown to our life experience. When we ask for help, we are asking for guidance from a source greater than us, a great unknown mystery. When we receive it, it is often life-altering and affects us in ways beyond our comprehension. The Gnostic goddess Sophia, who brought the material world into being, arrives to show you how fate and destiny operate in relationship to synchronicity. When you least expect it, opportunities and meetings spring up as if out of nowhere. Your life begins to work out and you sense your alignment with a higher purpose and power. Trust you are divinely protected and directed. Practice the act of faith before results. This is an essential key in co-creating your world. Okay, so it says in this first sentence, when we ask for help, we receive it. I love these cards so much. Look, how cute is he? Rabbit asked for help. So I have started implementing these are my kid cards. Okay, when I work with kids, we do a kid reading. They have homework assignments on these. I will show you what these things are if you're interested and you want these for your kids. If you want to introduce your kid to some mindful time and you've been looking for a way to introduce some mindful time to your child, this is amazing. This is this cute little spirit animal deck. I don't know how many cards. There's like, I don't know, maybe 30 cards. They're not very big. And then they have a cute little reading and they have some homework on them so they can make your little friend have a little bit of mindful homework that you can work on and you can work on it together. Love these cards. So what I'm finding is the grown-ups, especially as the grown-ups get scared, really need to remember how to be little and how to play. So we are using our spirit animal cards. Rabbit says, don't be afraid to ask for help, silly. He didn't say silly, but I did. It's going to be there if you do, whether from a parent, a friend, or sometimes even a spirit guide. It does feel good to be able to do so many things by yourself and for yourself. But what about those things that are so much easier when you have someone help you out? For example, when you are trying to get something from that top shelf and you can't reach it, how about asking someone to give you a hand by holding on to the ladder so you won't fall? I love it. Even though it's important to do things on your own, whenever you feel any doubt about being able to accomplish those things, ask for help. When homework becomes too difficult, it's not that you want someone to do it for you, but you can ask for someone like one of your parents or a tutor to help you figure it out. If you're not sure, try asking. Usually the person who helps you feel pretty good about it too. Okay, so this is beautiful. All right, this is absolutely beautiful. I want to tie this all together, but I want to show you one final card. And the one final card was upside down, which to me, that's a trip. Oh my gosh, we got two butterflies there. Look at that. Do we have more butterflies? The surrender card is upside down. And they're all right side up, which is insane. Look at this. Butterflies. Butterflies are transformation, clearly. Transmutation, right? Now, here's the thing that is key to me about all of this. So we're going to tie it all together. This beautiful reading for our collective. And then I will pull a card for each and every sign. Okay, so let's put this all together. This is saying what I feel is it's a dark night. It's going to feel for some like it's a dark night on the soul for Earth, on planet Earth. For all of us, this is the time when you go inside, okay? You go inside and you learn to feel what's going on inside you so you can bring it forth. You bring forth the gifts of the heart, right? Those were put there by the all it is. And nobody can access that but you. So you got to go in there and feel it. And I tell you, it's not a hustle, okay? I'm going to break your little bubble for those who are like ultimate conspiracy thing. Like, yes, there's some shady shit going down on Earth. Yes, there are shady mofos doing shady things. You better believe it. But guess what? God is, and it's a free will planet. And if you choose to evolve your consciousness and exercise your sovereign soul self and choose to live in a way that you embody a vibration of well-being, then you will be met with such. Because vibrationally, it is impossible for you to be met with something other than that which you are. That's why it's called a law of attraction, vibration, instead of a law of randomness, or a law of repulsion, or a law of I wish it were like this. It is literally that which is like itself is attracted onto itself. Okay? So you get to choose. There's no big entity or group that wants your badness, that is out to make everything miserable for you. There's a whole lot of groups that want to hustle your energy. A whole lot of groups that want to drain you of your vitality. You better believe it. But none of that matters should you choose to go inside and evolve your own soul. And it's a trip, because when you start to learn about like those that have awakened the Christ within, those who have done the do, so to speak, and become the major players on this planet, they say the same thing at the end. They lose their agenda. They're no longer about going out and telling everybody it's got to be a certain way. They say the same thing. You can meet your maker too, should you choose. Not in those words, but in those words. I mean, in a sense, you know. So should you choose to use this time, go within and feel your feelings and allow the rebirth of your own soul. Okay. Understanding that you can access everything is flowing to you. You are abundant in nature. Those are beautiful words to put together. You are abundant in your nature. And if you understand this and allow for this, then you will be able to pick and choose of the things flowing to you, what you want to grab and what you want to let go by you, so that you can become independent in making your own happiness. You can become reliable upon your good decisions and your sound living, the stewardship of your resources, letting all of the debauchery and the craziness kind of flow by you. You can show up in unconditional love. You can really let your heart space do the talking, okay? And the outcome of that is that we're able to see what we're supposed to see, and we're able to transcend this time and make it a beautiful time that we want to celebrate and is abundant, beautiful, and clean on planet Earth. How do we do that? Surrender. Ask for help. Allow divine wisdom to take its course. None of us have the answers right now. Being one with the community is the way to go. Allow ourselves to feed and get fed by the community. Asking for help. That's why I want to come back to this card. Someone has some answers that are good for you at any given time. There's always connection. If you don't know who to talk to get what you need, decide to show up in service. Decide that someone out there needs a little bit of your energy, a little bit of your beauty, a little bit of your time, a little bit of your connectivity. You know, my son volunteers at the library. My ginormous son, he said something the other day and it was a game changer. He says lots of things that are game changers, but the other day he said, he was talking about how we were talking about the volatility creating, I love rhyming phrases like this, the volatility creating the opportunity for connectivity, because people connect in different ways when they're vulnerable, okay? And a lot of things are going on Earth right now where people are concerned about their jobs, they're concerned about their this, they're concerned about their that, they're concerned about the government. The old way things were is not really applicable, and so there's a lot of people being nervous. And so he was talking about how when they come into the library, he said some of them just want to have a talk. And he said, he got kind of like, you know, nostalgic, like when you look away, and he said, I think my favorite thing is when someone's like, you know, you can kind of tell they're just like sort of having an off day, and then you have a conversation with them, and just that talk, they leave with a smile on their face. And I was like, kid, you gotta get going on. That's what it's about. Like, it's no longer the time on Earth where you educate everyone about everything that's going on. I'll tell you my little light worker story. There's an old lady on the bus, sitting at the bus stop, right? And someone walks up and says, do you know everything that's happening about this on earth and that on earth and all these atrocious things. Do you know how they do this to people? Do you know that? Do you know this? Do you know that? And she is scared shitless and her knees are knocking, man. And she gets on the bus like about to pee herself. Like, she can barely keep it together. She gets on the bus, she sits down, she's so flabbergasted and beside herself she misses her stop. Did you spread any light worker? What if you sat next to her and just said, ma'am, your dress is so pretty. And she's like, oh, thank you. And she immediately perks up, feels beautiful. Her actual internal vibration increases. Her energy becomes more conductive. She is more alert. Already she's healthier. Already she's happier. She feels like $1 million bills when she walks up the bus and says, well, hello to the bus driver. Creating more connectivity and conductivity. Now they're going to bump a little bit of oxytocin too as they're talking to each other. And then she sits on the bus so alert, so happy, waiting for her stop to go connect with other people. That's spreading light. That is increasing the connectivity, the conductivity, and the energetic resonance of the situation and of another human being. It's super powerful. It's really all there is right now. All this stuff that's going to come to light with everything that everyone's learning, no one's going to fix it all. Not in this lifetime anyway. So, might as well choose how to show up and have fun. Yeah? For the most fun and the best happy, healthy, sexy life. Because everybody want to be happy, healthy, sexy. Okay, I'm deciding what cards I'm going to pull for you. I think I'm going to give you a goddess card and an animal card for each sign. Because I think that's a fun mix. So I pull goddess cards for everyone, including men. In all of my readings, I do incorporate the goddess cards. And the reason for that is divine feminine energy is what's needed for balance. We're pretty good at the doing. We're in need of the being. We're pretty good at the discipline. We're in need of the allowance. We're pretty good at the productivity. We're in need of the balance. So, I'm going to give you a divine feminine goddess card. Oops, what happened there in my book? With a little, I'll give you a little animal card reading at the same time. Give you a little bit of fun to play with, okay? All right, so we're going to start, let's start backwards. How about that? Want to? All right, we're going to start at Pisces instead of Aries. Let me also say I'm doing a reading special for the month of April. You can choose from a one-question intuitive answer recorded or live. And then you can also do a one question with your natal chart or and I'll put a flyer out, but I'm making a reading where you can basically spot check your life right now. What's going on in your life according to your natal chart and current transits? What's that mean for you? My trade is fitness nutrition. You guys are going to hear more about that in upcoming weeks. I'm going to share the story of my past with you and some of the stuff about the ways I've been able to work with others and how phenomenal they are. So I'm sharing that today because when we do a reading, most often you get some nutrition information from me that goes with your reading because balancing your biology is the key. You did come and incarnate in a 3D body. So we do have to learn to take care of this vessel. So when we do an intuitive reading, you might be asking me something about your work, but I might get a feeling about how the fact that like your lack of sleep is affecting your productivity. So I'm going to give you some nutrition info to go with. Yeah. Pretty cool how it all works together, isn't it? Yes. So stay tuned for the flyer, but if you are interested in learning about how all of these transits affect you personally and how you can show up to feed thyself in a more beneficial way, so you can be happy, healthy, and sexy, send me a direct message. You can also email me. I'll link that on here. Okay, so let's start with Pisces. Pisces, oh, flipped over. There we go. Okay, you have 4 into 42 Persephone in experience. 4 and 2 is 6. So 6 is going to be about balance. We're going to work on some spiritual balance here. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. You've had a lot going on in your life, yes? A whole lot going on in your life. You still have 4 planets, by the way, in your sign. And, I will also tell, for those of you who are following along, you might want to listen to all signs because you're going to get some tasty tidbits about God knows what, but it'll be good for you. So like this little tasty tidbit of astrology and information for you. There are still 4 planetary bodies at the end of Pisces. Okay, so we're still hashing out that inner closet. We've still got the North and South Node, and Mercury and Venus are retrograde in Pisces. Excuse me. So Pisces, we're still doing renovations with you. You'll be brand new in the middle of April when everybody goes direct and Venus goes direct in your sign. How exciting. Okay, so this is an empowerment message. It says sometimes not knowing is a great gift. Right now, the Greek goddess Persephone invites you into a state of open-hearted learning. Discernment comes with experience, and at this moment, it's okay to admit that you don't know or fully understand what's in front of you. Be curious and teachable. The goddess Persephone will be with you to ensure you will not fall prey to unconscious commitments and dangerous alliances, just as her own naivete caused her to strike a terrible deal with the god of the underworld. That said, every experience has value. No matter what choice you make right now, the consequences will have a lasting effect as you integrate your lessons and travel the road of destiny. Okay. And then Crow. There's a whole lot of magic in the world, Pisces, but we can get so caught up in seeing it as ordinary that we miss it. How beautiful and magical is it to plant something in the ground and see it grow over time? Or how a caterpillar weaves a cocoon around itself and eventually comes out a completely different creature, a butterfly. Or even how the sun rises and sets every day. You also have that magic in you. It's just a matter of believing in yourself and appreciating the miracles that happen around you every day. It isn't necessary to have a magic wand, but know that you can influence your world by what you believe, because your thoughts have an incredible amount of power, especially you, Pisces. If you think that something can happen and can feel what it will be like to have it happen, then it most likely will happen. That's how powerful you are. It might not happen right away or exactly as you imagine it happening, but stick with it and watch how whatever you really put your mind to comes true. Okay, so with Neptune moving into Aries, that's some really true stuff for you, Pisces. It's always a good time to become aware of our belief systems that are beneficial and those that are less than beneficial, so we can update them and upgrade them. But it's really important for you right now because you are conscious creating what you think about your brain. And that's always the way it is. But things are a little more intensified right now, as I spoke about in the last video. Do watch the last video. I have linked it in the description of this video. And we are pulling a card for Aquarius. Aquarius. Where'd my book go? Right there. Esther, new beginnings, right side up. She's so pretty. 13 is a prime number, a master number. And 1 and 3 is 4. And 4 is about manifestation. So it might be time to bring it into the real world, not just think about it anymore. It says hope and new life are blossoming everywhere in your life right now, and this is something to celebrate. The Germanic goddess Esther sings to you and assures you that your intentions have laid dormant long enough. When she appears bearing the fertile power behind the coming of the spring, you may feel a surge of energy to implement your new ideas. You feel strong and capable of accomplishing so much at this time as a sense of newness permeates your life. Fresh opportunities come out of nowhere and seemingly crop into your lap. Drop into your lap. Sorry about that. You feel a readiness as you truly are poised for success in whatever interests you. Allow for new experiences to be what they are by adopting beginner's mind. I love that. You remain open to what life has to offer you, and you will be so glad you did. Enjoy this wonderful time of new beginnings and welcome the gifts as Goddess Esther has in store for you. That reading has so much possible energy of like innovativeness, of allowance. It just makes me feel fresh. I love beginner's mind. That's delicious and juicy. Hold on to that. This is Swan, and it says, what does it say? You are beautiful just as you are. Ooh, ooh, Aquarii. Listen, Aquarius, I know you're getting your ass kicked. Dude, if you're an Aquarius right now, you're getting your ass kicked. There's no Aquarius on the planet that's not getting their ass handed to them. Do you know how I know? I'm a Capricorn. And Pluto just handed me all my shit on a silver platter in neon green lights for almost 17 years. Yes. So I get it. Pluto's moved into your sign and there's no more not seeing what's going on in your life. It's a tough time. It's also going to make you who you are for the rest of your life. So I love this very simple, beautiful child card that says you are beautiful the way you are. Because the thing is, Aquarius, the thing that's the most beautiful about you is that you are unique and eccentric and you don't fit in. And that's the way you were made. You're not supposed to fit in. Did you know that the things that light up an Aquarius are the things that would be considered completely alien in that Aquarius's current society? That understanding gives me massive compassion and tolerance for every Aquarius I know. Because imagine being that human. Imagine being that human that the things that really make you feel alive are considered like suspect or weird or rogue or out there, or they don't even exist yet. And you're just like seeking and searching and you feel like so disconnected. So you are beautiful the way you are. Swan says there's a saying that goes, beauty is only skin deep, which means it's just on the surface. But it really goes much deeper than that. No matter how you look, it's how you feel inside that really counts. There will be days that no matter what you do, you will feel like an ugly duckling. But it's especially important on those days as well as others to let your spirit shine through like a light from inside. That way you bring this inner beauty out to the world. One way to help your inner light shine is to be grateful for all that you have, while another is to compliment or say nice things to others. Try and make them smile. It will feel good to do so, and when you feel good, it's natural to shine. Others will be affected such that they will feel beautiful too. So simply know that you are beautiful just as you are, and in knowing and accepting that, you'll find great beauty in all around you. So I would say, Aquarii, start your day with a compliment for you. Begin the day with compliments for you. Because of your astrological placements right now, I understand you don't feel very attractive. That's going to carry on for a little while because you got massive change happening in your second house. And so your self-worth is affected. And when that happens, it's like something you just always feel like you're not attractive. Like you fix this thing and then that's not attractive. Or this doesn't look great. Or that doesn't look great. Kind of how I feel about my hair right now. You know what I mean? So, begin your day with a compliment to yourself. If you create a more compassionate place within yourself first, you'll have a more compassionate place for others around you. I don't know what that is. Capricorn! Oh, my Capricorn. Oh, what do we have for you? I wanted to come up with a rhyme about you being serious, but I got nada. Well, we have an upside down one. We have a reversal, which means we have a alignment message. For the Capricorn, we have, I don't know how to say her name. We're going to say Ain. Adaptability. But she was like this. So, it says, Capricorn, sometimes you find yourself unable to respond to life's challenges because you're holding on too tightly to an image of how things should be. It's hard to adapt to changing circumstances when you are so connected to familiar conditions or an old identity. Oh! Or you may be too attached to the form of your desired outcome, and when things go in a different direction, you resist. You don't say my nose itches. Why is that making my nose itch? So, I'm a Capricorn. Have no fear. Instead, love these changes. Be open and curious. Call on the goddess Ain to embody her power. Remember, she could effortlessly shift from one form to another and move between worlds without consequence. Trust that whatever you're bumping up against will dissolve through your willingness to simply be with what is and allow the magic to reveal itself. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of really strong feelings on this one. So, first of all, we Capricorns have really had an adjustment phase happen because Pluto was in our sign. We were very Capricornian during Capricorn time. Like, things were very Capricornian. Pluto in a sign really gives a theme for kind of like how things are. So things were very Capricornian. Our identity was very easy. Well, that got demoed when Pluto came out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. It's no longer that world where, like, I'm going to go put on my suit and I'm gonna get my resume and I'm gonna decide who I am and I'm gonna write everything perfectly. I'm gonna get my attaché case and I'm gonna go apply and I'm gonna go talk to them and I'm gonna go be disciplined and I'm gonna go do it perfectly and I'm right and you're wrong, right? No. Like, the whole Capricornian world got demoed. Like, people don't do that anymore. People don't just even have one job, one career. Now they have 4. And so everything about the Capricorn way kind of got literally washed away with the water of Aquarius. And so it's okay. It says to allow things, trust whatever you're bumping up against will dissolve with the willingness to simply be. I love this, and when we're talking about the reading earlier, go back and listen to the beginning stuff. Learning to let what's flowing to you and learning to let's start over. Learning to grab what you desire and let that which you do not desire flow past you while remaining in an ever-changing flow is an art. And it's a practice, and it's the beauty of being in your own presence, of being present, right? And so I love this card accompanying it. With Capricorn, who is so, things have to be this one certain way, that can be really challenging to let go and let God. And so I love this card that says, let go and let God. Let the magic reveal itself. Not go find it, figure it out, discern, and categorize it. Capricorn. Let it reveal itself. That means sit your ass down. Okay. And dream. I love this because Capricorn, it's not so much natural. Like, Capricorn's like, I'm a dreamer. Capricorn's like, I get shit done. Okay, so Lizard says, lovely Lizard says, Capricorn, let me hold this cute card up for you. What do you want to do with your life now or when you grow up? Dream on, I say. It's those that listen to and follow their dreams that are the happiest in their lives. It doesn't really matter where the dream may lead you. Whatever path you're on is the right one for you. These visions and ideas you get about what to do are called the dream of your life, or sometimes the path of your soul. Dare to dream big and don't let yourself be intimidated by what others think or say, especially if your dreams feel right and make you feel good. These dreams are the ones where you imagine the kinds of things where you want to do with your life, either now or when you become an adult. Often this is where an idea starts that later becomes true. I love this. Capricorn, give yourself permission to, I wish I still had the card over, rebirth, start over. It was the whole reading. To start over, to dream a new dream and to feel your feelings. I love this. Moving forward with the evolution of the human, unlocking our DNA and allowing our biology, that process encompasses feeling your feelings. There's no way to not feel your feelings and harmonize your biology with this nature. It's like saying, I don't know. I'm not going to use my lungs, but I'm going to have a really good life. Okay. I'm not sure how you're going to do that. You got to breathe, you know. But maybe you'll figure it out. I mean, I'm sure someone will figure everything out right now, but it's kind of about the quality of life. If you want to have a good life, you're going to have to feel your feelings. Your feelings are part of this innate, evolutionary, energetic system that runs through the body and allows us to harmonize with our ever-changing environment, ever-changingly, all redundance intended. We're on Sag, yes? Okay. Upside down, creative spark, Bridget, number 8. Number 8 is about manifestation, understanding a process enough to really put it into play. Creative spark. Okay, so she's upside down. So Sagittarius, she says, Brigitte says, sometimes you get into a creative slump and you feel frozen in midair, unable to move in any direction. Perhaps you are unsure of the next step with someone new, or a project becomes a looming behemoth in your mind, or you can't think of anything to say in a social moment. Maybe you think all your best ideas are gone. Bridget offers you the alignment task of moving your attention away and remembering what it was like when you were little, when you finger painted and drew stick figures and played with your pals in the sandbox or playground. What moved you and lit you up then is the same creative spark that can move you now. Playful curiosity is what's called for. Don't take yourself or other current conditions too seriously. It's time to be free from the burden of expectation you've set upon yourself. Don't try so hard. The triple goddess of the hearth, the forge, and inspiration brings all her aspects together to help you sparkle. We do that in my Be Human recalibration system. We remember how we used to play when we were little and we bring that into our current. This is trust your feelings. Sagittarius, you got a beautiful black horse there. Trust your feelings. Lots of strong purple. Ooh, I love that. And it's saying, it's so tempting sometimes to just go along with something. Like when a friend invites you somewhere that you know is off limits, and even though it just doesn't feel right, you ignore your true feelings and you go anyway. Other times something doesn't feel right in your stomach, and so you decide to listen to your feelings. Like when someone you meet makes your stomach tight or upset for no obvious reason, so that you keep your distance. This is often called your intuition. On the other hand, if you try something out like dance or soccer or swimming and it feels good, you keep at it. Regardless of whether they are good or bad feelings, listen to them. These sensations in your body, especially in your stomach or gut, can be a clue as to what your real feelings are. They help you know what and to who to avoid and what and who to trust. The more you practice paying attention to and trusting your truest inner feelings, the more you'll make the right choices. Okay, this is probably my favorite reading yet. So, little kid reading, most profound shit you've heard all day. All right? Some of us have completely forgotten that there's an inner guidance system called our inner tuition, and it gives us pings all over our biology, like your hair standing up, a stomach ache, a headache, all kinds of things that you might not even know is your body talking to you, because you are not your body, you are your soul. So, honing into this, and I talked in the beginning, go watch the beginning about learning to pay attention to your biofield. It's going to help you discern moving forward. Discernment is key because you want to let the good stuff in and not the stuff you don't want. Go watch the special Sagittarius that I put, go watch the words start to get tricky. I've been talking a while now. Go watch the video I made on Neptune moving into Aries. The last video I put on there. I have a beautiful galactic sparkly dress. And it talks about that because as Neptune has moved into a different sign, that process within our body is different. Like the way our body talks to us. So the way we talk to, the way I put it was the ride with God. The way we talk to all that is different. It's pretty cool stuff. It's like getting a new operating system on your computer. It would take you a while to learn to navigate differently with a new operating system on your computer. This is that, exactly that. There's a new operating system on the computer of Earth interacting with the baby computers called the humans. And you can update and upgrade your operating system accordingly. Delicious. Scorpio. All right. Okay. How do I say this? Let me look before I say the wrong thing. Her name is Hestia. She is upside down, so she is inverted. So Scorpio, you have an alignment message with this beautiful goddess carrying the beautiful sacred crown there. She is goddess of the home, and it says, are you surrounded by clutter in your home or work? Do you have objects or clothes that have negative stories attached to them? Every object holds energy and tells a specific story. The pants that don't fit shame you. The gift from an ex-partner taunts you with disappointment or resentment. The books you will never read shout at you. Who needs this cacophony? The goddess Hestia, who rules the hearth, offers you this alignment task. Do a thorough house cleaning, declutter, and make space in your environment. Do the same for your mind too. Your mind might be cluttered with old stories that have no value for you now. Do away with situations you know you don't belong in. Get rid of all of it. When you remove the superfluous distractions, it's amazing how your intentions come together like magic. Make space for the miracles the goddess Hestia has in store for you. Yes, it takes work, but it's all worth it. Scorpio, you've had some pretty massive energies in the last 6 months to a year in your home. Energies dealing with your inner workings, habits. So I think this time is a rebirth and a house cleaning for what is possible if you choose. Scorpios are the ones that keep the secrets. They're the really the soul that's like they're ruled by Pluto, and they have to me Scorpio feels like a huge like a container, and it can be a void container. They have the ability to hold infinite, and they have the ability to see infinite. And that's awesome if you process it and you can digest it and assimilate it. But if you just leave it unassigned is the word I'm thinking about. If you just leave it floating, if you don't walk through the feelings, if you don't let go of the resentments, if you don't have closure to some chapters of learning, then they just stay open and in hiatus. You can't move on. You can't move on. You stay stuck in something. So give yourself the ability to clean house in your mind, in your body, in your being, and in your home. And you can start over and experience that rebirth that is happening right now. Swan, you are beautiful just as you are. Oh, Scorpio. There's a saying that beauty is only skin deep, which means it's just on the surface, but it really goes much deeper than that. No matter how you look, it's how you feel inside that really counts. And there will be days that no matter what you do, you'll feel like the ugly duckling. But it's especially important on those days as well as others to let your spirit shine through like a light from inside. That way you bring this inner beauty out to the world. That's really important. We're going to come back to that sentence for you, Scorpio. One day to help your inner light shine is to be grateful for all that you have, while another is to compliment or say nice things to others. Try to make them smile. It will feel good to do so. And when you feel good, it's natural to shine. Others will be affected such that they will feel beautiful too. So simply know that you are beautiful just as you are. And in knowing and accepting that, you'll find great beauty all around. Okay, so coming back to this sentence, the way you bring this inner beauty into the world. Scorpio, when you feel like an ugly duckling, you stay to yourself. So I think it's super important during this time that you make yourself, bring yourself into the presence of others. You could be the brightest light. You have to connect to others in order to let that light shine, in order to cultivate that goodness within yourself. Because otherwise, you can stay by yourself and tell yourself some pretty dark, heinous things. So allow yourself to be the light and to go into the light. We are at Libra. Crud. Oh. All right. Okay. Upside down, Demeter the Nurturer, number 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Partnership with self and source. Duality. Choices. Demeter the Nurturer. Okay, so upside down, she says, do you sometimes overgive to people until you're an empty well? Perhaps you've attracted others who are needy and want you to look after them. Or you might be in a pattern of people-pleasing because you're afraid to set boundaries. There's a sticky quality to connections based on this need to be needed. Although the possible repercussions for setting boundaries are in your mind, your body holds on to fear tightly, so it can be scary to make change. No one wants to admit that you are manipulative or codependent, but it's important to be honest about where you find yourself now. Demeter knows... Excuse me. Demeter knows that the price of this way of being, as it caused her to lose something that is so dear to her. Let me start. Because it caused her to lose something so dear to her. Now she has come to show you another way. Your alignment task is to recognize that it's time to step back, take a breath, and say no to the behaviors and the people you know that are draining you. It's that simple. The divine is the one with the plan. Gather your love, your nourishment, and your self-worth, and choose how you nurture yourself and how you want to receive it. You are so loved when the goddess Demeter brings you her nurturing energy to help you course correct. So that's a big, tough lesson on planet Earth right now, because like all these dynamics that I've given you, as they shine the spotlight on everybody's shit show, there's going to be a whole lot of souls on Earth who don't want to deal with their own shit show, and they want you to deal with it for them. And they want you to feel sorry for the fact that they've created their own shit show. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to say no, to understand that everybody's got their own game with Creator right now, and everybody can get right with God, so to say. You know what I mean? Like, we're not anyone else's savior. So learning to create healthy boundaries and cut ties with things that are draining our battery are going to be part of the survival to thrive, you know? So Libra, do your chores. Beaver has come to tell you to do your chores, sweet baby. Let's see what it says. almost looked up Libra. Okay. I was like, where's Libra? Not there. I need some coffee. I'll get it after this one. Okay. You might have heard the expression busy as a beaver, but I'm telling you, you are not always that busy. I get things done as quickly as possible and try to do my best when I have some chores to do. Why did it go to the first person? You might have heard that expression, busy as a beaver, but I'm telling you, you are not always that busy. I get things done as quickly as possible and try to do my best when I have some chores to do. I don't even think of what I do as chores, but more that I'm making important contributions to my family, friends, and to my community. So today, check with your parents or friends and see if there's anything they want you to do. Then after you've asked, do your best and try not to look at these tasks as a chore. Instead, think about how good it feels to help someone else out, even with easier chores like taking out the trash or drying the dishes. Especially in your family, there are a lot of ways you can help out by doing some different jobs and do them with a smile. Again, beautiful reading for you, Libra. Libra, the sign of balance. What I'm going to say about that is the littlest things right now, the littlest measures of connection can create the hugest bonds of well-being for people. Just saying hi, just helping someone carry something, just holding the door. The little bits are going a really far way right now. So I absolutely love when the shit hits the fan. I love being of service. I love being able to do things for people that maybe they could do for themselves. It's not a matter of whether or not they could do them for themselves or not. It's a matter of the fact that I feel good in entertaining myself with how I can be useful, how I can do the next right thing. It keeps me in a state of mind that is beneficial, attracting more of what I want. Do you know? Okay, we're reading for Virgo. I'm so jealous. So jealous of Virgo right now. Oh, so jelly. All right, well, we'll start with Mama Ochoa, and she's number 33. She's upside down. I say that before I pick it up so I don't get confused. And 3 and 3 is 6. So we're talking about some spiritual synchronicity, a little bit of balance, maybe a little bit of a rising in the vibration. And this is a water card, and she is beautiful. Okay, Virgo. Okay. She says to you today, overwhelm and empathy overload has opened up a tidal wave of emotion that feels like it is threatening to engulf you. Feelings are unruly now, and you may discover that it's difficult to control them as you project their shadowy fears onto the screen of your life. The goddess Mama Ochoa says your task now is to detach, step back, and allow your feelings to pass through you like water without judgment or disapproval. Let your fears be washed away with self-love and understanding. The world can be a chaotic place, and uncertainty can create instability where people will act out in incomprehensible ways. Move to higher ground, say no to engaging, and wait. Now is the time to respond when you feel ready, and then react in the heat of the moment. Let the goddess Mama Ochoa's waters of life hold you up and surround you like the fluid did in your mother's womb. Let love be that water. Okay, so again, beautiful, simple, but powerful message for right now. While I was going to give the analogy earlier that, if you're in a rocking boat, it's not the time that I just told Libra, it's not the time to let others crawl up the side of your boat and to throw them lifelines. If everybody's in their own little boat right now and it's rocking, there's a big ass boat on the water and it says G-O-D, good orderly direction. And you can hook up to it and get your shit right. You know what I'm saying? So you're not being a jerk in detaching from toxic stories right now with sinking ships and those who refuse to navigate, steer, and power their own boats. You're not being a jerk by cutting loose of that. You're doing the right thing. Like I said, it's get right with God time, and everybody can do that in their own way. And everybody has to do that in their own way. So it is your job to cut the ties that are pulling your ship down, and to get to waters where you can make choices from proactive creativity versus reactive thinking. You know what I mean? So look at that. Oh, look at that, Virgo. So jealous. You got the unicorn. Many people believe in my existence, yet these days, very few have actually seen me. Whether or not someone has seen me or even believes in me doesn't matter. I know I'm real. I know I'm not walking around on the earth anymore as I once did, since I decided a while ago that I'd only be available to someone who is using their imagination. Look at this, the moon glowing. That's where I mainly live these days, in people's imaginations, along with other mythical beings like dragons and the phoenix. Oh. Funny thing is, in its own way, imagination is just as real as the world you see around you. It's just a different kind of reality. Everything that humans have created started with a thought or a picture in someone's mind. With that, someone first imagined, with what someone first imagined. So no matter how you do so, it's time now to express your imaginative side in some way, whether through drawing, painting, sculpting, or other art form, and have fun doing it. Okay, so super cool fact for you, Virgo. 3D imagination is 5D reality. We are becoming more quantum. We are allowed more access to the all that is as the human raises in vibration and participates with his or her own evolution. So what that means is that which you imagine can become more into your being. As is above, so is below. You can take the energy into matter form more expeditiously now than before. So use your imagination to create magic. Use your imagination. Give yourself the power to believe in things more super than you ever thought possible. Give yourself the gift of possibility, because when you do that, you'll create magical artworks that gift us all. See, when you step into that creative space, you gift all of creation. How beautiful is that? Beautiful. All right, we are pulling for Leo. We're almost through the whole zodiac. Oh, I love it. We got a new one. It's neat when we get the different cards. She's right side up. When they fall out like that, we take them. Okay, so Leo, you've got Hestia right side up, and she is number 21. 2 and 1 is 3. Don't think I talked about that earlier. 3 is the catalyst for change. 3 has the ability to change its environment while remaining unchanged. So, Leo. Ooh, I know one Leo watching this, that this is a powerful card for her. Being at home in your own skin. Being at home in your own skin is what the Greek goddess of the hearth, Hestia, offers you today. When you are in alignment with your truest self, it's like everything you do suddenly fits and feels right. Now is the time to also look into your domestic environment, making sure you are surrounded by beautiful things that have a positive meaning for you. Cleaning, tending house, and taking care of simple things are what is called for now. Chop wood and carry water, as the Zen koan puts it. The answers to the big questions come on their own accord when you're focused on the small tasks. The goddess Hestia reminds you that when you are at home in yourself, you are at home in the world. Beautiful. There's an underlying current that flows through this last sentence for me that I want to draw attention to, and it says, the answers to the big questions come of their own accord. They flow to you in divine timing when it's right. It's not that you go looking for them. Again, that beautiful feminine energy that we are allowing ourselves to access all that is when all that is wants to present it. It's the present. That's the gift. That's the gift in divine timing. That's why sometimes things don't work and they do later, right? So when we back off, less agenda, more allowance, less agenda, more allowance. One more time, less agenda, more allowance for the Leo, the courageous, mighty, roaring Leo, the answers come. All right, you have this adorable little card. This is one of my favorites. Oh, this is so fun for grown-ups. It's so fun for kids too, but I love this. Do secret favors for others. A little fox. Oh, Leo. Sometimes people think we're kind of sneaky, but that's not really true. We do try to be careful about being seen because we're sort of shy, but believe it or not, we also really like to do things for each other and for other animals. So today, try to do some things without anyone knowing it's you that's doing it. These are called secret favors, where you don't take credit for it or let whoever you're doing it for know that it was you. For instance, put the newspaper on your neighbor's porch without being seen. There's no more newspapers. These cards are cute and old and outdated. Pick some apples and leave them for a friend or for your family, and don't let them know that it was you who did so. Pick up some trash and put it in the recycle bin or the trash can. Do any of these things or other things without letting people know it was you doing a secret favor. It's nice when others show their appreciation for what you do, but it can also be fun to do things for someone else that have no clue that was you who did it. Okay, so I'm going to task you, Leo, to do secret favors. Again, learning lesson. I will leave the initial reading out next time. I shuffled because I wasn't sure what I was going to pull from, but go back to the beginning. And that is the Six of Pentacles. Do secret favors for others. Do favors for others right now. Just little random acts of kindness that they don't know, because that is going to exponentially compound past what I can even tell you right now. Little things like that, little gestures can keep humans from playing in the fear pond is what I call it. Little acts of kindness that clue their compassion, cue them to step past the fear pond instead of to walk right in it. So take advantage of secret favors for others, Leo, okay? We are moving on to Cancer, the sign of the crab. By the way, this last eclipse is a pretty heavy hitter for the cardinal signs. So Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Oh, did I shuffle these yet? You are all going to be aspected by the dynamics of this eclipse for up to 6 months. And eclipses are heavy hitters that open and close doors and create new energetic pockets for transcendence and evolution. Ooh, that was a really big, juicy sentence. Okay, Cancer. Excuse me. All right, Cancer. We need to find the spark in your creativity. You have Brigitte also upside down, creative spark, and she's number 8. So you might be feeling like you can't bring into the 3D all that you desire. You might have some yearnings of the heart and of the mind that you haven't really been able to see in your hands just yet. So sometimes you get in a creative slump and you feel frozen in midair, unable to move in any direction. Perhaps you are unsure of the next step with someone new, or a project becomes a looming behemoth in your mind. Or you can't think of anything new to say in a social moment. Maybe you think all your best ideas are gone. Brigitte offers you the alignment task of moving your attention away and remembering what it was like when you were little, when you finger painted and drew stick figures and played with your pals in the sandbox or playground. Cancer, what moved you and lit you up then is the same creative spark that can move you now. Playful curiosity is what's called for. Don't take yourself or your current conditions too seriously. It's time to be free from the burden of expectation you've set upon yourself. Don't try so hard. The triple goddess of the hearth, the forge, and the inspiration brings all her aspects together to help you sparkle. So Cancer, I hear, in this card, I also hear that you should connect to nature more. That is a strong intuitive hearing from you for Cancer. Get your feet on the ground and ask for help, love. So again, that's why I said that you're going to be pretty heavily aspected by this last solar eclipse. So it is useful for you to find out what is moving where in your sign so that you can show up to take really good care of yourself, because you are the sign of internal care. You are the sign of self-care. You don't want to become a recluse, overwhelmed by all of this energy, okay? So ask for help. And it says, don't be afraid to ask for help. It's going to be there if you do, whether from a parent, a friend, or sometimes even a spirit guide. It does feel good to be able to do many things by yourself and for yourself, but what about those things that are much easier when you have someone help you out? For example, when you are trying to get something from that top shelf and you can't reach it, how about asking someone to give you a hand by holding on the ladder so you won't fall? Even though it's important to do things on your own, whenever you feel any doubt about being able to accomplish those things, ask for help. When homework becomes too difficult, it's not that you want someone to do it for you, but you can ask for someone to help you, like one of your parents or a tutor, to help you figure it out. If you're not sure, just try asking. Usually the person you ask will be happy you did and pretty good about it too. Okay, excuse me. Cancer, good time for you to start practicing the connection and the communication with nature. Get your feet on the ground and begin your talking to the planet itself and to yourself. And if that sounds like what, just begin by being quiet and listening to the birds. Begin by being quiet, listening to the birds, and paying attention to what bird lands for you first. Then you can do a quick little Google search and find out what's the spirit totem of that bird. And it'll start giving you some information about what to pay attention to in that day. That'll start helping giving you useful connection and more conductivity in your day, okay? Then you'll want to come out and play. Ooh, that was like 4 rhymes in a row and I wasn't even going for it. Delicious, delightful. Okay, I'm reading for Gemini. We're down to the top 3. Top 3 of the zodiac, girls and boys. If you are just joining me, please go back to the beginning of the video and watch the beginning. We are joining in where we left off from the other day, where I did talk about, what did I talk about? A whole lot of stuff. Neptune moving into Aries and the solar eclipse with the new moon and how that aspects us and affects our internal operating system. And I linked that video in the description of this video. I am also offering a special on readings. You can ask one question to get my intuitive response and solutions, including nutrition and energetic advice, tricks and tools to help you heal. You can do a recorded version, or you can do a live version on Zoom or Skype. And then I also have an offer where you can ask a question or just do a what's happening in my life today. And I'll take a look at your natal chart and analyze current transits in your chart and give you a current reading on what's going on in your life today, how that affects you, and how you can best show up to feed yourself in a beneficial manner. Yes. All right, we're reading for Gemini. Ooh, we got a right side up card again. Yay for Gemini. I'm happy for you, Gemini. You got the beautiful Mat, the goddess of truth. Perhaps you are lightening your heart by telling the truth. Do you know that when we tell the truth and honor our soul, there is a vibrational shift that happens within our heart space? Did you know that people that have heart disease usually aren't honest with themselves? They're not willing to give themselves love. Whoa, that's a bomb dropper right there. Yeah. When you are unwilling to love yourself and unwilling to nurture the gifts given you by God, it manifests as heart disease, pressure in the heart, guilt, grief in one's very nature of the unwillingness to love on yourself. And I'm sharing this because with Mott, if you go look at Mott online, I have another picture of her somewhere. Where is it? If you look at Mott, she is holding the scales of justice. Okay, the ancient Egyptian goddess Mott. She's holding the scales of justice. In one of that sides of the beam is a human heart, and on the other side of the beam is an ostrich feather. And it is said that she is weighing your heart to exercise judgment as to whether or not you're going to, where you're going in the afterworld. All right, when she's exercising judgment, she's not saying if you were a good or bad person or if you did a good or bad job. She's seeing if your actual heart is heavy. What makes a heart heavy? Grief, resentment, judgment of self, which comes out as judgment of that around us. Yeah, she's measuring the actual energetic weight of your heart. Did you let go of the stuff that made you sick? So by telling the truth, Gemini, really feeling like you got to tell the truth, Gemini, especially you're the sign of communication, let your throat, let your mouth sing. There is great, first sentence of this thing says, there is great power in telling the truth and allowing it to lead you to higher ground. It's only when we refuse to see the reality of a situation that we lose our power to co-create for the highest good. The Egyptian goddess Mott comes to remind you that if you are willing to do a fearless self-inventory and live authentically with rigorous honesty, it will lead you to great success in all areas of your life. Being completely transparent with others, although it might at first feel too vulnerable, is exactly what you need to do now. When you do this, you will be flooded with the power to claim and experience a new freedom and a new happiness that will pour over your life like a wild, sweet honey. Your life is exactly where it needs to be. This is a wonderful time of empowered choice making. You are doing all the right things if you follow the invitation of Mott to live fearlessly in truth. As the arbiter of balance and divine order, she reminds you of the great value of this way of being. It's that time on earth right now where you tell the truth, tell the truth and honor your soul, or it's going to feel like shit. I can't say it any other way. The bumpers on the bowling lane are gone. Do you know what I mean? They're gone. Like, that's what it is with Neptune and Aries. Like, you honor your soul, you honor the truth, you live in an integral way. As Saturn gets ready to conjunct the North Node, you get bitch slapped. Or like, shit really sucks. Yeah. So, I like that kind of living. I like authentic, transparent living. I like knowing what time it is. You know what I mean? I like when I meet people like that. You have the beautiful, thank goodness you pulled this card. I'm so grateful that Gemini pulled Butterfly because it is so beautiful and I want us to look at it and read it and feel it. So thank you, Gemini, for being the transformative creature that you are. I love it. Gemini, what's it say? Get ready for big change. Yeah. By the way, you will birth a new version of self when you do liberate yourself in truth, telling the truth. If you've got big truth to tell, simply allowing yourself to honor your own authentic truth can actually create energetic change within your physical body. It can make you look and feel different. It can heal your dang organs. Yeah. Getting honest with your soul can heal cancer. How about them apples? All right, Butterfly says, I started out as a caterpillar, but after wrapping myself in a cocoon for a while, I came out all pretty and started flitting about. Nature took its course. It took a while, but then big changes like this usually do. You're going through these kind of changes right now. You still may feel like a caterpillar or like you're in a cocoon, but get ready. Lots of things are changing as you grow up. Aside from your body changing and growing, a lot is happening inside you too. All a part of growing up. You're already feeling different about yourself, but it's still you and will always be you. These changes may involve new challenges at school, a move, or new tasks to tackle. I'm sure you're going to be like, I'm sure you're going to like most of these changes, but others may be a little scary at first. Just trust that you will succeed in dealing with them, just like what happens with me. Nature is taking its course with you. And if you do get scared, just ask one of your parents, a friend, or even me to help you through them. So I'm going to go with you too with, I understand in life right now because I talk to a lot of people. Not everybody has someone to talk to. It actually blows my mind. I ask people all the time, do you have someone to help you go through this? And they're like, God. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I love that. But anybody in the 3D, and a lot of humans don't have someone else to talk to. So I'm going to again tell you, human, to go outside and observe, connect, and become part of your nature instead of apart from. Go sit outside with your feet on the ground and just start talking to the planet herself and watch how she responds to you. With beauty. I wouldn't be surprised if you walk outside, Gemini, and you do that, and a butterfly comes by. Yeah. And then you'll say to yourself, oh my God, she said that. I can't believe this is happening. And you will experience the synchronicity of all it is. And the crowd goes wild. We're all the way at Taurus. Can you believe it? We're the last two signs in the zodiac. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for joining me and loving on me. As always, every interaction with me on here and in the real life is an energetic transmission. I'm loving on you and all that is. So you're going to feel better after you watch this. You have an energetic field. I have an energetic field. And when they connect, I get to get the information from yours and some of the vital information, meaning the vitality, the waves that come through and nurture my being, just like you do from me. Yeah, it's a good deal. It's a really good deal. Okay, we're going to learn more about that as we learn about our biofield and the electromagnetic field. Yes. I love as humans become more aware. Do you like my songs? All right. Taurus, you beautiful thing. Taurus, you got Caradwin potential number 9. And let me tell you, she's a looker. And she says, because I know you, Taurus, you bougie thing. Taurus, you a looker. You like everything looking nice. You like to have good stuff and be good stuff, right? Number 9, guess what number 9 is? The understanding of a cycle. It's not the completion yet. That's 10. But it's the, I know how to play this game. And so now I can put it into play. So Taurus, she says you're a child of infinite potential. And the Celtic goddess Caradwin is here to remind you of the power that resides in the womb of your heart and the chalice of your mind. It's one of my most favorite sentences ever. I'm going to read it again. In the power that resides in the womb of your heart and the chalice of your mind. Isn't that everything? Everything you need is coming together right now, as if your life's reflection were shining brightly in a golden liquid in Caradon's magical transformative cauldron. Imagine greatness and there will be greatness. Envision peace and there will be peace. Choose love, choose gratitude, and choose faith in the divine magic that flows through you. These are the only ingredients needed for the goddess Caradon to work her transformative magic on your behalf. Regardless of the limitations imposed on your world by fate, culture, and conditioning, I will even say in current circumstances, your true destiny is coalescing on your behalf. You may be anything you imagine. Remember this, dream and trust that everything you need exists to make that dream a reality. This is the promise of the goddess Caradon. What an empowering reading right now. And basically that tells me, hocus pocus focus, Taurus, on what you want more of. And you will have more of what you want more of. And we're going to read Swan for you again because you are beautiful just as you are. Sweet Taurus. it says, everybody's beautiful. It's a beautiful zodiac. This is like the third time we've had this card. That's why I'm saying this. There is a saying that, but I get a different message each time I read it for each sign, which is cool. There is a saying that beauty is only skin deep, which means it's just on the surface, but it really goes much deeper than that. No matter how you look, it's how you feel inside that really counts. There will be days that no matter what you do, you can feel like the ugly duckling. But it's especially important on these days, as well as others, to let your spirit shine through, like a light from inside. That way you bring this inner beauty into the world. One way to help your inner light shine is to be grateful for all you have. Another is to compliment or say nice things to others. Try and make them smile. It will feel good to do so. And when you feel good, it's natural to shine. Others will be affected such that they will feel beautiful too. So simply know that you are beautiful just as you are. And in knowing and accepting that, you'll find great beauty all around you. Okay, so I have a funny inclination with this one for Taurus. Have coffee and a treat with others. Taurus, you like to enjoy the tangible. You like to drink good drinks, eat good food, have good clothes, feel good, wear clothes that are comfortable, enjoy the things that you can put your hands on, that you can actually feel with your being. Do some of that with another. Find another that I'm feeling like this will really nurture your feelings, because Taurus feelings are strong, you know, like the way Taurus's love is strong. When they're committed, it's strong. They're the bull. It's strong energy. So I am really feeling like your energy could be a little tempered and a little more connected and cohesive is the word that comes to mind, by you connecting more with others. Go have coffee, hot beverages, and sweet treats with others. Let me know about how that resonates. Hit me on that one, Taurus. Y'all, comment below after you listen to your reading and tell me how it resonates, please. All right. The final sign, the first sign in the zodiac, but since we did it backwards, we're reading for Aries. Beloved Aries, all the focus is on you, my love. That is the truth, too. So we're switching the focus has been on Pisces. We've been talking about that extensively. Lots of energy into Pisces. And now some of the heavy hitters are moving into Aries. And it's Aries season. So we're at the beginning of the zodiac. The focus is on the rebirth. It's a trippy time. Lots of focus on rebirthing in the Aries season, the beginning of things, while we're still in this close out, let go of literally an entire paradigm, an entire day and age, an entire way of being with all of the Pisces energy, right? It's so crazy. It's such a mixed message, to say the least. It's two very different, I think we're going to go with that one. Two very different energies to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's two different momentums, you know? Oh, yes. I'm glad you got a right side up card, Aries, because you beat Alita right now. And I just want you to feel good, okay? Like, I just want to show up to the playground and all the Aries are like, yo, I'm Aries. And some things are consistent. You know what I mean? Like, I joke, if we're showing up at the playground, the playground zodiac, Aries shows up and is like, I'm Aries. Pisces is like, oh, what? Sagittarius has a great big wand and a great big explorer's hat, and he's like ready for the adventure. Capricorn shows up with a steno pad and asks if we all have jobs and if we know where we're going. Virgo probably wants to help with that and maybe make some discipline and create some service positions. Libra's going to make sure everybody's being treated fairly, and that what's that office? Human relations has been set up. Scorpio's like, hey, do you guys want to get tattoos? That's awesome. Aquarius shows up and then just leaves. Like Aquarius shows up and then bugs out. Taurus brings really good snacks, really good treats. Gemini likes to talk about it, and Gemini's on the phone taking pictures and putting it on social media and documenting the exchange for us. Cancer brought some warm little treats, wants to make sure that we're all, everything's hospitable, that everybody has what they need and they're feeling good and they're cozy and they're talking. Who did I miss? I think that's everybody in the zodiac. But anyway, after my cute little story, I want some things to stay consistent because there's so much shifting in the universe. So I am grateful for a right side up card right now for Aries. So Aries can show up to the playground and be like, I am, and stay consistent. Because when Aries and Capricorn don't know who the fuck they are, shit gets scary. That's the truth, right? Like when Capricorn starts bugging out everybody, when the Capricorn starts losing their shit and doesn't want to lead and walk up the hill, then like everybody else is like, oh shit, Capricorn. Did you see the Capricorn? Like the Capricorn's losing their shit. Like, wow, should we lose our shit? Where like, you know, like if a Pisces is like lost in the sauce, it's nothing new. Or, you know, Aquarius bugs out and leaves and we don't know where Aquarius is for a while, nothing new. But when Aries forgets they're in charge, it's a bad day on earth. And if Capricorn doesn't want to lead, we're all screwed. So, so Aries, boom! Hera, Alliance, 20. Shakes down to a 2. Partnership, duality. Specifically connection to the source and all that is, and to self. She says, I got a pretty strong reading one on this too, because Aries is going to be the leader in this. Like these are game-changing, defining aspects for the Aries. This last solar eclipse, these are the last eclipses in Aries season for 9 years, I think it is. So these are monumental times for Aries. This is total rebirth for Aries. Reassignment of identification of self, okay? Like there's no not making this as big as it is. The Greek goddess Hera, wife of Zeus, knew intimately that positive alliances lead to great power. At this moment, you are magnetized to receive aid from people who have greater wisdom that can help you to the next level. Perhaps it's a mentor who appears, or someone in the know. Making connections with others and finding strategic partnerships are favored right now as you explore the nature of becoming empowered by association. This works well if you have a healthy sense of self-worth and if you are able to learn without diminishing yourself in any way. Right now, Hera is supporting you to form beneficial alliances for the greater good of all. When called to action or faced with a decision, ask, how does this benefit me and how can I serve the highest good as a result of this connection? You may also be called to give help to another who needs your mentorship. Give freely, for only good will come from it. This is a wonderful time for all manner of connection and collaboration. Okay, so what I hear from this is, how does this benefit me and how can I serve the highest good as a result of this connection? You're the go-between, the arbitrator, Aries. You're the go-between now for a bridge for evolving humanity and all that is. You're a pioneer. You're the one that decides to suit up in a whole new way. So that is the most integral way to integrate the ego with the spirit. To ask, okay, you give me this power, you give me this ability to think for myself, to make decisions, to use my discipline, to use my masculine, I'll get her done energy. How do I integrate that with what is for the highest good of my soul and all those around me? That's something I ask myself all the time. Spirit, please show me what is the highest good for my soul and all those around me. Because when you make the highest choice, the best choice by yourself and your source, you are choosing the highest choice for everyone. You are choosing the highest source for all that is, you know? And so it's when you do not make that connection to make choices that the choices are made solely in the ego without the integration and the alignment of the spirit. then it's just an egoic choice. Then it's just a 3D operating choice. I made this choice based on reaction because I think it'll get me this or not get me this, or I'm scared of losing this. That's all that is, right? But if you can get quiet and say, hey, I'm not powerless, meaning like, it's not that I'm not capable. I am powerful when aligned with all that is in a beneficial way. Help me make a choice that's a really good deal for me and all that is. We're all in this together, connected energetically. When we make good choices, good sound choices for our ultimate health, happiness, and harmony, we do it for all of us. What a good deal. Can you imagine a whole big group of healthy, happy, conductive humans making beneficial choices for all it is together? Can you imagine the conductivity? Can you imagine the creativity? Can you imagine the degree of compassion? Can you imagine the amount of evolution? Can you imagine what it would look like to have a whole bunch of humans who took care of themselves and loved them so much that it was a bountiful, beautiful, grateful doing to just do the next right thing for yourself and others? Sounds about as delicious as it can be to me. Cooperate with others with all the pretty colors. Dolphin says, I'm sure there are times when you need a little help from your parents or your friends. And just the same, Aries, there are times when someone needs your help. Offering to help or asking someone if they need help can make you feel good. It's an act of kindness that often leads to the same kinds of favor being returned to you. It's particularly rewarding when you are a part of a group that is helping each other out, such as in team sports like soccer, but it doesn't have to be only at those times or in these places. Right now, it's an important time to cooperate with others and getting things done. Cooperate means to operate together, such as when you're playing a game with friends, taking turns and trying to be as fair as possible with everyone, including yourself. You can help your parents too by asking them how you can help. See what happens when you use teamwork to play or to get things done. It makes it easier and even more fun for everyone. So, this whole little cute, this I love this. You can help your parents. You can also walk outside, just put your feet on the ground and ask all that is, how may I be of service? And then allow the answer. Get quiet and listen to what you hear. And I think most of us have been taught that we're supposed to have these like earth shaking, ground quaking, of like the most incredible magnitude answers that shake everything and make you think some type of way. Sometimes not saying something and not being a jerk is an earth-shaking move. Sometimes choosing to bring your neighbor's trash can back is that little connective volunteerance of service that changes the game. Like, I'm just saying, show up to be human today. Show up to be human. Allow yourself a little bit of time in each day, preferably more than once in a day, because I don't know who can hold it through a whole day right now if you only do it once, but maybe you could do it like 2 or 3 times, where you just, get quiet for a few minutes, preferably put your feet on the ground and breathe. Breathing is a really good deal. And then ask all that is, what would you have me see? How may I be of service? And then listen to the messages that come, because they will come, and they won't always be in human form. The grid, the electromagnetic grid that is on Earth, that we are connected to divinely as electromagnetic beings, is increasing in velocity, function, and conductivity. That means our energy and electromagnetic conductivity is increasing. And so the messages are different. They are more quantum. They are also more abundant and plentiful. It's the best time ever to be on Earth. It's super exciting. I'm so happy to be here. I am grateful to be able to choose more about who I want to be and what that looks like. I'm grateful to be able to renew my health. I'm grateful to be able to become more of the character that I desire. And, for those who are just joining me, or just starting to watch my videos, it's kind of cool to know that I'm getting ready to celebrate an anniversary of recovery. I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic, and I've had 11 concussions. I used to jump out of cars, jump out of buildings, put my head through walls, put other people's heads through walls, a lot of that shit in front of my kids. I've been detained with a .416 blood alcohol level, fully coherent, walking, talking, giving nutrition advice to the sheriff deputy detaining me. Yeah, yes. And now I have a kid who's never seen me the under the influence. When I tell these stories, they're completely foreign to him, and he cannot seem to fathom me being like that, which is pretty damn amazing. And I have effectively transmuted a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body more than once. And I don't think there's any limitation to the amount of times I'm capable of doing that. And if I can do it, you can too. So that's why I'm here sharing with you, so that you can start to see how truly capable you are when your biology becomes more in harmony with all that is. There really are very few limitations. That doesn't mean that life doesn't happen. It does. People die, things hurt, accidents happen. But you get to really choose what kind of an existence you want. Meaning, like, you get to choose if it's glorious, beautiful, sexy, happy, and healthy or not. And what degrees of it. And that comes with simply the practice of becoming aware. So, with that, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to tell you thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Watch the solar eclipse, Neptune and Aries, the new ride with God. I linked it on here. It's on my YouTube. Excuse me. And then look for my flyer to come out, or direct message me right now if you're interested in taking a look at your natal chart and current transits, so I can help you navigate through this time and learn how to feed yourself in beneficial ways. Feed your eyes, feed your nose, feed your mouth, feed your heart, feed your biology. It's not just the food and the drinks. It's what you're allowing to come inside you. It's what you're allowing yourself to focus on. It's what beliefs you are holding as the concrete truth that are solidifying the energy into matter form into your body. Oh, so profound. So, if you want some help with that, send me a message. Stay tuned for the flyer. And more than anything, I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm grateful to be on earth with you today. Thank you for being here.